This is going to be part 3 of my create my own guitar in Blender, my own guitar design. And in part 1 and 2, this is where I got to. And what I want to do right now is I want to work a little bit more on these knobs here, and we'll see how far we can get. My wife and I just had a baby, and so don't have much time to do this, so we'll see how it goes. So I want to do some more work on these volume or tone knobs. So I'm going to go into edit mode here, and what I think I'm going to do is switch to face select, and no, not going to do that yet. Actually, I'm going to put in an edge loop here, somewhere around there, and there. And now in face mode, I'm going to select each alternate face all around. Is there a quick way of doing this? Is there some kind of command where you can do this? I'd like to know. If not, I'm going to just do this by hand, the slow way. Okay, so I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to switch my pivot point to individual origins and come over here and go extrude individual and just drag out just a little bit, you know, something like that. Okay, and I think while they're still selected, I will go Control B to bevel. I'm just going to pull in just a little bit like that. And I'll try without giving another segment. I'll just try to do that and see how that looks, if that's enough geometry to give a bit of a beveled look to that. So it looks a little bit more like a knob. All right. And then I'm going to come in. Let's go into this again. And now in edge select mode, I'm going to grab that edge and that edge. And these bottom edges, I'm going to go Control B again. I'm going to pull back on my mouse, and I think I'll give this one segment roll up on the wheel once, and accept that, and come out. And that's the kind of look that I'm going for now for these knobs, just to spice them up just a little bit. And I will also, let's come back to medium point, also move this down just a little bit. And that's probably going to be it for the knobs, so I'm going to delete these ones, and in top I'm going to Shift D to make a copy and center this up as best I can just by an eye. Not too worried about it. Shift D to make a copy and bring these into place just like that. So now this is what we have. Okay, those knobs look a little bit better. All right. Okay, so now what I want to do is in top view here, let's go into wireframe. I think I'm going to work on this, I don't know what that is, sliding switch of some kind. All right, so what I'll do is just, I think my cursor is right there, so I'm going to go Shift A, and I'm going to bring in a circle. Scale it down and move it over into place. Scale it up until I get roughly the curvature that I want. I'll scale it down a little bit. Again, it doesn't have to exactly match the diagram. That's good enough for me. I'm going to go into edit mode and vertex and B. I'm going to box select all those, and I'm going to pull them out to here. Okay, I think I'll select it all, and I'll go scale in the Y just a little bit, like that. And that's close enough for me. And now I'm going to hit F to create a face, and E to extrude. I'm going to extrude up a little bit. Select it all and make sure all my polys are facing, or all my normals are facing the right direction. Go back into solid mode. Now this is going to create an indentation into the body surface, just as we did here. All right, so let's just have a look at it in wireframe. Okay, so that's going to go into the body itself. So let's see how far down that's going. I'll make it go a decent distance down. I better do this just to be sure. Apply, rotation and scale. Okay, and on the body, I'm going to add a modifier, Boolean difference. Select this as my cutting tool, hit apply, and move it out of the way. And as you can see, I've cut into the body. What I also want to do is, let me go back in the top view and wireframe. You can see I've also got this spot here that's an indentation as well. So I'm going to go ahead, I think, and do that. If I bring this down, and actually go back, I do need to be in wireframe, and scale that like this, scale it in the Y just a little bit. What I think I'll do is go into this and box select, actually not that much, oops, get out of there, box select maybe that much and pull it out, and then box select the other side and pull it out to about there. And yeah, that is going to create the next indentation in the body. So let's check this out. And this one doesn't have to be too deep, although I think I'll make it a bit bigger just to be sure, and that's going to go into there. All right, so just in case I need to, select the body, Boolean difference, select this as my cutting tool, hit apply, grab that, and there we go. I've got my two layers. All right, let's have another look at this in wireframe. So I've got my two layers, and I don't think I need that piece anymore. So let's just get rid of it. Now I want to try to bevel these edges, and this might be a bit of, I might have a bit of a problem. And so let me see how well this top surface works. I think this one will work okay. Control B, pull back on my mouse. I don't need it too extreme. I'll put one segment in, rolling the mouse up, and I should get my bevel there, similar to, I don't know if I did these ones. Yeah, I did. Okay. Now this piece here, I may have more trouble to do a bevel on that. Let's just see what happens here. Okay. Trying to select these edges and not that stuff. Yeah. I did have some trouble with this before, and you know what? I may have to do what I did before. I'm going to try to dissolve some of these faces, and first of all see if that helps. So just off the bat, just with that, am I better able to grab my edges? I think I might be able to. Let's see if I can deselect those and reselect that. No, it's not going to let me yet, eh? All right, so what I'll do is I'm going to try to, let's see if I can dissolve those faces. See if I can dissolve those faces. But I bet you I can't put them together, right? No, it won't let me do that. So let's see if that's enough, though, to let me do what I need to do. No, thank you. Have it all now. Can I deselect that and deselect that and reselect that? No. So I can't do that, right? Is that because I've got, hang on, what am I doing? Okay. Now, if I was to look at this in vertex mode, what if I delete these vertices I get rid of a whole bunch of stuff, right? What if I merge these? Hang on. This is just a test, newbie test. What if I merge? I just want to see if it's going to change the geometry very much. Well, it didn't, but does that mean I can select the edge? Wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice? And get rid of that one. Or could I possibly do that on the other side as well? All right, let's give it a try. We are experimenting here. This one and this one. Alt M. At last, I mean, it's such a small detail. You can see from so far away. You're not going to notice if the circle has changed shape in any way. Oops, no. I know. Make sure we get that. Well, I'm going to give it a try anyhow. Control B. Not too much though. One. Is it looking weird? No, that's good enough for what I wanted. Okay, great. All right, so we got that. Top view, wireframe. All right, let's, I'm going to do those bolts. I'm really not going to do anything with those bolts. I'm actually going to come over here to the pickup and I'm going to select a piece, go Control L, Shift D to duplicate, P to make that its own selection, get out of that, go back to solid, and there it is. There we go. Okay, I've got a new copy of that bolt, which I can now bring down to this region. Go back into wireframe and position it and scale it a little bit too. And I think I'm probably gonna turn either this one or the other one. I'm gonna scale it just a little bit and bring it down a little bit. And actually, we'll do that in solid mode. Okay, so there we go with that. Okay, wireframe again, Shift D, copy it over to there, and I'm going to rotate this one a little bit. So rotating the Z, it's just arbitrarily going to turn it. That's good enough. Okay, from a distance, this is what it's going to look like. Okay, so now I'm going to create this. I'm going to select that and go Shift S, cursor to selected, so that when I bring in a new mesh, it's going to show up there, which is pretty close. And I think I'll just use a plane for this. Shift A, mesh plane, scale it down because it's huge, and then I'll just move it over here and scale it in the X. Scale it in the Y. And I think I'm probably just going to copy this. You know, I'll work on the top half and I'll just copy it over. I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to go into this edit mode and I'm going to add some edge loops. I'm going to do them one at a time. I'm going to put one there. Actually, maybe about there. I'll zoom in more. And let's do another one. What did I do? Okay, we'll get another one there. And I'll start actually working on these. So I'm going to grab these and I'm going to go scale in the X and pull them out. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to grab these ones as well. There we go, scale in the X. And we'll make this top part. Okay, and then we got these ones, and I'll go scale in the X as well. No, I won't. Sorry about that, Chief. Let's add another one. Actually, let's add one just down in the middle. So, no, let's not. Yes, let's. Indecisive. Add another one here. Okay, there we go. Let's box select these middle ones here and drag them out. This. Let's add another one in here just to reinforce that part, and box select these ones, and that's all I'm going to need. Scale in the X, just to round it a little bit. All right, and that's going to be the basic shape. And so all I want to do now is, I think I'm just going to delete these. All right, and then I'm going to, I don't need to do that. I'm going to select it all, Shift D, accept, rotate Z 180, and I'm going to move it down. You know, something like that. Oops, zoom in. And I'll just I'll create a face. Okay. Actually, no, I don't really want to do that. Have that extra stuff. So I'm actually going to get rid of those, and I'm going to create a face here. There, just kind of simpler for me. Okay, back to top view, and that's already in wireframe. Okay, I'll select it all, scale it in the Y a bit. I'll just position it a little bit better and see if I like it, and I do. Okay, cool. So now I'm going to extrude it, bring it up. I'll select it all, make sure that all of my normals are recalculated to the outside. And let's get out of wireframe mode and check it out. So there it is. Now I'm going to be doing some work on this. So let's go ahead and apply rotation and scale, because I want to do some beveling on this. Now, how should I do this? Okay, I'll grab the ends first, like that, those edges. Control B, pull back, give it just a couple of segments just to round that out, so you can see what that would look like. Again, it's not going to be viewed up close, it's going to be far away. All right, and I also want to bevel these edges, maybe the bottom as well. So I'm going to come back in, edge select mode, I'm going to grab all the top part. And whether or not I did the bottom, it's debatable. Maybe I won't do the bottom. So I'm just going to go Control B and pull back. Add maybe just one is probably fine. Okay, so just to give a bevel like that. So we've got the sides and the top, and I don't have the bottom beveled, but that's okay. So that's good enough. Okay, and what I will do is make sure origin to geometry and cursor to selected. I'm going to do a bottom piece that would sort of fit into this groove. I know it's not like a hole or anything, but anyways, I'm going to make a cube there, scale it down, okay, and bring it down. And the idea would be like, you know, we would sort of slide along on that, like be like a gear shift in a car. Let's scale this in the X a little bit. Okay, and I think I will also scale it in the Y, but outwards, like this. And I'm going to come into this object here. Actually, before I do that, why don't I hide this, and then we can see this baby. Yeah, let's see if I can, right off the bat, grab these edges and bevel them. Control B. No, I don't think so, not yet. Okay, well, all the normals are facing out, but let's do the object, apply. Probably just have to do scale. Let's grab those edges again and try this again. Okay, Control B, that's better. 1, 2, that's good enough. Unhide everything and get a sense of what that would look like. Okay, so it would be like that. All right, so I'm going to join these two together. Control J to join them. Okay, so far so good. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually make a little bit of a change from my diagram here. It doesn't show very much detail at all. Just I want to add a couple of pieces of detail here. So I'm going to bring in a cube again. and scale it down and move it over here somewhere where I can see it. I'll zoom in on that guy. Scale it in the Y and in the X, and I'm going to make some sort of like notches. You'll see what I mean, like gradations, like, you know, like on a, I don't know, some device where you would have a scale, measurements or something. And so I'm just going to have these, and these will be running from around this position down. So let's do an array first of all, and find a good distance. All right, we'll do minus, and add a bunch of these like that. One more? No, one less. Okay, we'll do 16. Okay, and I think I'm going to scale it in the Y a little bit. And from top view, I'm going to position it right sort of in the middle of this handle here. And the positioning, I think, is okay. This handle doesn't necessarily have to stay here. I'm going to apply that and go in. And all of these are selected. I'm going to do a small bevel, Control B. Just pull back. Just make a small bevel like that. So they're slightly rounded. And back in top view, let's do this. Origin geometry. In top view, Shift D. I'm just going to copy this over and place it again in this similar position as the handle. And that will just create, you know, like a little bit of depth or texture to this. All right, I think I'm going to do something with the handle as well. So now, oops, what did I do? Control S. Did I make any copies? No. All right. I'm going to bring in a UV sphere and scale that way down. Oops. I'm going to scale it down even more in just a moment. Nice and small. Even smaller than that. This is the part I want. Just like that. And array. Let's see. That might be a good distance right there. Just make it a bit smaller. Can I get 5 out of it? Yeah, I just want to put some texture on this handle. Very fine texture. Okay, if I do that and then I create another array, which one? It's this one here, right? And I go 1 in this direction, but 0 in that direction, and I do 4 rows in total. I'm going to apply both of these. And Shift D to copy that and bring it over. I'll go back to top view. And looks pretty good. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Just to see what that would look like, right? That kind of thing. Okay. So I'm going to grab these and this and join them together, and it's done. Okay, so now I can, of course, move this, and I think I'm actually going to position it somewhere down there, down near the bottom. And that is this little switchy thing, and a bit of an improvement to the knobs. And this is how she looks so far. Let's try just a fancy color and see what it would look like. Let me put this back to the center, just get it out of there. All right, so there it is, looking kind of cool, looking very freaky. Wow, neat. All right. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video. We'll hopefully see you in the next. Thank you.